It's easy to take one's time when you're being enchanted by these views right after breakfast. However, at some point one has to start thinking about lunch. A nice brisk walk into the borgo helps get the appetite going. I lingered for a moment at the bottom of Salita Mella, some 50 meters from the boat stop. From here, it's just a few steps up the stairs to Far Out. The motive behind the restaurant's name remains obscure, at least for the guests, but it's popular with foreigners and Italians alike because the food is good, no matter what the name's origins may be. I knew I wanted a salad to start off with, and eventually I settled on this one. On top of a base of escarole was a nice array of mini mozzarella, hard-boiled egg halves, walnuts and croutons, cherry tomatoes and julienne carrots, and a generous sprinkling of grana over all. Then I was ready for a sizable portion of fresh tagliatelle with more cherry tomatoes and lake fish. My waiter wasn't local, so I decided not to ask what precise varieties of fish were in the pasta. A good espresso in lieu of a secondo or a dessert, and I was fortified for the walk back to my hotel, where my afternoon program foresaw several hours in the sun on the chaise longue on my terrace. Before dinner, I took a brief walk down in Loppia. From there, the view up the stairs connecting Loppia with Villa Giulia and at the top of the stairs, Villa Giulia way in the background. Right next to the bus stop from Como is the footpath through the green clearing to the villa, which, as I've mentioned before, is not open to the public. Halfway up the scalotta is a view to the various terraces at Ristorante Silvio, where just a little bit later I settled myself to relax before dinner, enjoying the evening view to the northwest, with an Aperol Spritz in the foreground. No matter how popular it may be, my favorite aperitivo remains an Aperol, and an already good thing is dramatically enhanced by watching the sunset over Lake Como. Back under the pergola for dinner. After hearing my menu choices, the waiter recommended a half bottle of I Frati, a Lugana made from Turbiana grapes from Ca dei Frati by Lake Garda. My antipasta was a delicious plate of Lonzino, or cured pork loin, marinated in mustard and honey, served with fig marmalade. A heap of fresh taglioline with tomato and basil, with cheese sprinkled on later, was my simple but very satisfying primo, and I decided I was up for a substantial secondo too. Most of the time I go with a fish secondo at Silvio's, but tonight I went for meat, selecting a veal fillet with field herbs and an irresistible sauce. You will have noticed that the vegetable side dish was spinach instead of the customary zucchini, along with the potatoes. It wasn't as if I was still hungry afterwards, but I thought I would enjoy a plate of ananas carpaccio. This dessert consisted of carefully assembled folds of thinly sliced pineapple, joined by a strawberry and 2 nectarine wedges. I may not have noticed in the past how filling pineapple can be, so it was definitely time to stop and have a good read up in my room while I started my digestion cycle. There would be more good food to look forward to the next day.